Hello everyone, welcome to Indian Judicial Service. Today we are discussing here Indian Contract Act 1872. This video is the sixth part of top 300 MCQ of Indian Contract Act 1872. If you are not watched our previous video, all the link of previous video is available in our description box. And those who want the PDF file of this video series, the PDF file will be available in our WhatsApp and Telegram group. You may join the Telegram group or WhatsApp group through their link. The link is available in our description box. Now we start here. Question number 76. A contingent contract. So first of all, important thing is this question dealing with contingent contract. So contingent contract is defined in section 31 and its enforcement is defined in section 32. So first of all, we dealing here section 31. What are the essential elements of contingent contract? So contingent contract is the contract to do and or do not do something. So it is the contract to do or not to do something, and based on uncertain event. So such agreement, such contract is based on uncertain event, means the event does or does not happen. So this thing here. And point 3 is the event must be collateral to such contract. So these conditions are followed. So such contract become contingent contract. And all the insurance contract is contingent contract except life insurance. So this thing here. And according to section 36, if contingent contract become impossible, in that time such contract is void contract, and this thing is provided in section 36. Now come to our question. Question 76 dealing here the contingent contract is void contract. So it is clear here the contingent contract is valid contract, but when it become impossible, in that time it become void. So option A is void, option B never become void, and option C become void when the event become impossible, and option D it is voidable. So it is clear here according to section 36, when the contingent contract based on the event become impossible, such contingent contract is void contract. So our answer is here option C, become void when the event becomes impossible. Now next question. The contingent agreement based on impossible event under section 36. So it is clear here, we earlier discussed this thing. So it is void contract, void till the impossibility is known, and option C become void on the knowledge of the impossibility, and option D all of the above. So our answer is here option A, it is void contract. Now question number 78. What is true of misrepresentation? So first of all, important thing is there misrepresentation is defined in section 18 of Contract Act. Option A, it is the same thing as fraud. So it is clear here misrepresentation is different from the fraud, because the fraud is defined in section 17. So this statement is wrong here. It rendered the contract voidable. So according to section 19 dealing with here the consent caused by coercion, fraud and misrepresentation, such agreement is voidable agreement. So it is clear here misrepresentation rendered the contract voidable. So this statement is correct statement. Now option C here, it may be due to innocence. Yes, this is a correct statement according to section 18. It may be due to innocence. So option D here, both B and C. So statement option C and B are correct here. So our answer is here option D. Now question number 79. The two person having the capacity to contract under section 19. So we earlier we discussed the section 19 in earlier video, and if you are not watched the previous video, please watch it. In that video we clearly and very widely described section 90. So if we just take this question here. So option A, if both are major. So it is correct statement here. If the both parties are major, they have the capacity to make the contract. If the both are not unsound mind, so this thing is correct here. If both are sound mind person have a capacity to make a contract, so this statement also correct here. If none is declared unqualified to contract, so this is another essential condition for the competent party to make a contract. So all these statements are correct. So answer here option D. Now question number 80. A contract with minor is. So contract with minor is clearly here in Mori Bibi versus Dharmodas case. The minor contract is void ab initio. So it is clear here. So option A, voidable at the instance of the minor, option B voidable at the instance of other party, option D void, and option C void, and option D valid. So it is clear here, answer is here option B, C. It is void contract, minor contract is void contract. Now question number 81, an agreement to do an act impossible in itself under section 56. So section 56 dealing with an agreement to do an act impossible in itself is void. So it is clear here, according to section 56, it is itself to void. So option A here void, option B valid, option C voidable, and option D unenforceable. So our answer is here option A, it is void. Question number 82, the contingent contract based on specify uncertain event happening within fixed time under section 35. So section 35 dealing with the contingent contract based on specify uncertain event happened within fixed time. So happened within fixed time become void. So it become void if at the expiration of, so at the expiration of time fixed, such event not happen. So such event not happen. So at the expiration of time, this is first important point, at the expiration of time such event not happen. So such event not happen, not happen. Or, and second point is there, second point, before the time fixed. So before a time fixed such event become impossible. So such event become impossible before the time fixed. So this thing is provided in section 35. So if these two conditions are there, such contingent contract become void contract on the basis of time fixed. So now come to our question. So option A remained valid if the event does not happen within the fixed time. Option B become void at the expiration of time. Yes, it is correct statement. Such contingent contract which is based on the fixed time and become void at the expiration of time, and such event does not happen. So option C here become void if the happening of event become impossible before expiry of time fixed. So both statements are correct here. So our answer is here option D, both B and C. Now question number 83. A contingent contract based on the specify uncertain event not happening within a fixed time under section 35. So this question is belong to a section 35 para number 2, where the contingent contract may enforce and when the contingent on specify event not happening within fixed time. So this thing is provided in section 35 para number 2. So in this section it dealing with the contingent contract and to do or do not do anything if the specify uncertain event does not happen within fixed time and may be enforced by law when the time fixed has expired, and such event does not happen or before the time fixed has expired, and if it becomes certain that such event will not happen. So now come to our option here. The can be enforced if the event does not happen within fixed time. Option B can be enforced if before expiry of time fixed and it become certain that such an event shall be not happen, and option C the cannot be enforced at all being void, and option D both A and B. So our answer is here option D, both A and B, because it can be enforced if the event does not happen within fixed time. So it can be enforced if event does not happen within fixed time, and option B here it can be enforced if before the expiry of time fixed and it becomes certain that such an event shall not be happen. So our answer is here option D, both A and B. Now question number 84. A promisor can perform. So promisor can perform, option A promisee itself, option B promisee through its representative competent to perform, option C the promisee through its representative irrespective of the competency of the representative, and option D both A and B. So promisor can perform himself or either representative competent to perform. So our answer is here, both statements are correct here. So our answer is here option D, and this thing is provided in section 40. Now question number 85. A promisee can accept the performance. So in this question, the promisee can accept the performance from the promisor itself. So it is clear here, the promisor promise itself, perform promise itself. So promisee can accept from the promisor itself. This statement is correct here. And option B, from the representative of the promisor competent to perform. So this statement is also correct here according to section 40, and in previous question we just deal it. And from third person. So section 41 deal with the promisee can accept the promise from third person on the behalf of promisor. So it is clear here. So both statements are correct here. So 1, 2, 3, A, B, C are correct here. So option D here. All of the above are answer. Now question number 86. In case of joint promisee, generally the performance must be. So in case of joint promisee, the performance must be, generally the performance must be by option A, all the promisor jointly, option B, any one of them individually, option C, one not authorized to perform, and option D, none of the above. So it is clear here, in joint promisee, generally the performance must by all the promisor jointly. So our answer is here is option A of this question. Now this thing is provided in section 42. Now question number 87. In the case of joint promise, generally the promisee can compel, this is very important here, the promisee can compel all the joint promisor to perform, any one of them to perform, and option C, some of them to perform, and option D, all of the above. So section 43, in this question, any one of joint promisor may compel to performed by the promisee. So promisee can compel any one of the promisor if there are more than promisor, means joint promisor. So answer is here option B, means the promisee generally compel any one of the promisor. So option B is correct here according to section 43. Now question number 88. In generally the joint promisor can, so option A here, the compel each other to contribute equally, option B here, not to compel each other to contribute equally, option C, cannot compel to each other to contribute, and option D, none of the above. So according to section 43, the each promisor may compel to contribute. So according to section 43, para number 2, each promisor may compel to contribute. So our option is there, option A is correct here according to section 43, the compel each other to contribute equally. So our answer is here option A according to section 43. Now question number 89, where one of the joint promisor makes default in contribution of performance. So first of all, this question is related to section 43 and para number, so para number 3. So in this para, the provision is there, the share of loss by default in contribution. So where are 2 or more promisor, and if one of them is default, so what are the procedure taken? So this is provided in section 43 para number 3. In this para provide that if any one or more joint promisor makes default, such contribution, the remaining joint promisor must bear the loss arising from such default in equal share. This is very important. They they share the equal, they distribute the loss in equal shares. Let's take an example to understand. If there are 3 persons, means A, B and C, and jointly promise to pay D, and a sum of rupees 3,000. So they pay A, B, C jointly promise to pay D for 3,000 rupees, and C is compelled to pay the whole, and now D compels C to pay whole money, and in this contract A become insolvent. So A become insolvent and D force the C to pay whole money. Now C pay the whole money to D. Now and A become insolvent and A have the property of rupees 500 only. In that time, the A's share is 1,000 rupees to pay to D, but he has the property only 500 and otherwise he insolvent. So his 500 property is sold and paid rupees from this 1,000. So remaining unpaid rupees 500 and whole money paid by means 2,500 rupees paid by C to D. Now A D having the capacity to enforce means not D, sorry, C. C having the capacity to enforce the B to pay rupees 1.5 of 2,500 means 1,250 rupees means jointly share the loss and on the default of the payment of the A's. So this thing is provided in section 43. Now come to question number option A, joint promisor have no right against the defaulter. Option B, have to bear the loss in equal share. Option C, not supposed to bear the loss, and option D, contract become void to extend. So it is clear here in this question. Option C paid whole money means 3,000 rupees and A is the become the defaulter and A is insolvent. His property is sold in 500 rupees and until remain paid rupees 500 and that's why it become C paid 2,500 rupees to in solely and there are only two partners remain means A means B and C and the both share divide equally. So C is enforce the B to pay 1,500 rupees. So it is clear here equally share. So in this question answer is here option B, have to bear a loss in equal share. Now question number 90, in case of default of joint promisor the promisee. So this question is again related to section 43. Now option here, can sue any one of them for entire promise. Option B here, can sue any one of them to extent of his share in the joint promise, and option C here, both A and B, and option D here, can not sue any single promisee. So it is clear here according to section 43, in default of by joint promisor of the promisee can sue any one of them for entire promise. So according to section 43 illustration 1, there are A, B, C jointly promise to pay 3,000 rupees to D and D may compel either A, either or B or C to pay 3,000 rupees, and if any person is defaulter become defaulter, in that time D enforce any remained those persons those member of those parties of the joint contract joint promisor is not defaulter, enforced to pay the whole entire money entire promise. So it is clear here, can sue any one of them for entire promise. So our answer is here option A of this question. Now finish this video and please click on like button. If you are not subscribed our channel, please subscribe it and please press the bell icon button which will provide you further notification of our videos. Thank you for watching Indian Judicial Service.